Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Coach Angel here, the financial physician. Hey, today I'm excited. I've been working on something. We're going to talk a little bit about my FIRELife Playbook and how you can get a copy of yours for free. So come on back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about my FIRELife Playbook, and I've been working on this just a way to give you value and give you an idea of some of the stuff that I talk about and coach in my coaching program. And so if you want a copy for free, you can reach out to me. You can reach me at firelifefinancial@gmail.com. And yeah, I'm going to read a little bit from it, just kind of pull out some key pieces, but just follow along as I kind of read through some of this stuff because, you know, a lot of us, we're on our own path to fire, and you might be in a different stage than some others, and everyone is in a different place, right? And everyone has a different fire number. Whatever that is, you need to work it out for yourself. But you need help. We all could use some help. Make sure guiding us along the way. Make sure that we're putting our money in the right things, investing in the right things, making wise money decisions so that your investments and portfolio and your life, your fire life, can be maximized to the fullest extent. So I encourage you to stick around and listen up. But you know, a lot of the first thing that I always ask people is why. What is your why? Why fire? What's your main reason for it? You know, the path to financial independence and to retire early, right? It's pretty simple. I think for a lot of people, they make it complicated because they just don't know. But it's really simple because the fact is that it can be summed up really into just two sentences. I say it's just so ridiculously easy. The first part is just spend less than you make and invest the difference wisely. So don't spend all your money, period. Enough said. But the second part to that is invest the difference, right? Whatever that is, whatever cash flow you have left over, the net disposable income that you have left over, make sure that you're spending it or investing it wisely, saving it and investing it wisely. And the second part is to have clear goals and plan and a clear plan, and then implement it with consistent action, just until you reach your goals. So have goals, right? And create a plan to get to there and consistently take action that step after step after step. And you know, some people have a really large fire number, and if you don't know what your fire number is, get the playbook so you can know exactly what we're talking about. But do a little research, right? And it's basically the amount of assets or investments that you need to be able to live off of, right? With the income the expenses that you need to cover, right? And everyone's fire number is different because everyone's lifestyle is different, and you may live in different parts of the country or the world. And so your fire number may be completely different from mine. I live in Southern California. It is expensive to live here. Now, whether or not I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life, probably not, because California is crazy. But whatever that fire number is for me is probably a lot different than it is for you, especially if you're living somewhere like in the Midwest or down in the South, or maybe you're in some other country, Canada, or in Europe somewhere, Australia. But whatever that fire number is for you, you now need to then determine a plan to get there. Now, some of you may have no clue. You don't know where to get started. How do I get to the number that I need to get to? How do I do that? Well, there are some proven steps, clear, simple steps, and that's why you would seek out someone like me, right? Someone that can help you. Or you go do the research and read all the books and blogs and everything else of what's out there. Because there's so much information out there, right? The question is, do you have the time and the wherewithal to try to seek it out and find it? Make sure you're reading the right stuff. So I've done a lot of that research myself. I spent countless hours. I've read tons of books, and I'm consistently filling myself with more and educating myself so that I know how to coach my students along the right way, right? But you know, again, going back to why and how to get to fire, it's very simple, right? You spend less than you make, invest the difference wisely, you have clear goals and a plan, and you take steps to implement it. You know, it's pretty simple, right? It's not in a lot of ways you might think, oh, that's so disappointing. You know, it's like, well, you thought I was going to wow you with some get rich quick scheme, which a lot of people try to do and try to dupe you into doing things like that. Well, that's not me. I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth is very, very simple. It hurts sometimes, but a lot of times the truth is just not sexy, and with all the hype and marketing hype that some other people might tell you that it is, right? And the truth is the path to financial freedom is pretty simple and straightforward, and it's duplicable, right? It's a pretty straightforward process. Everyone should be able to do it. It's not rocket science. It's financial science, but not rocket science. And by keeping it really simple, guys, that just means that you can do it too. Anyone can do it, right? And I don't have to throw a bunch of disclaimers down at the bottom. Oh, results not typical, or blah 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 blah. This may not work for you, because it can work for you, right? And at its core, the fire life, the fire lifestyle is very simple, and it's all about people taking control of their lives and their future and their finances, so that they can live the life that they've always wanted. Live the life that makes you happy, a fulfilled and thriving life. That is at the core of what we do. Stop trying to keep up with the proverbial Joneses and live your life. Your life. Your fire life. I'm going to be starting a blog, a written blog, and I have a domain that's out there right now that I'm building. It's called My Fire Life. And I'm going to be talking about my specific journey, mine and my family's specific journey, and a lot of kind of some of the implementing these principles that we teach, because I want you guys to see that it's working. And so that'll be coming out soon. I'll announce it once it's ready to go. But I think that the core of what we're trying to do with our fire life right now is have the ability to buy back our time, where I don't have to work for someone else anymore, where I can live and work for myself and have the life that I've always wanted for my family, be able to travel. I want my family to experience this world and the beauty in this world, right? And not be stuck somewhere in some bubble, like, we call it the Orange County bubble, where it's a very affluent area. It's really expensive to live here, but the schools are great and everything, but we're just so isolated, and we keep ourselves in this bubble, and we're kind of isolated from all the craziness that goes on in the world and the ups and downs in the market and all this other craziness. But it's not the best life. On the surface it is, but inside it's the rat race. And I see all my neighbors out here and how they're doing and how they're living, and I talk to some of them as I'm on my walks and stuff, and it's just crazy. But everyone is in the same boat, and I don't want to be like everyone else. I'm not trying to be normal. I want to be extraordinary, not ordinary. And I want to build a life that brings my family happiness and joy and excitement. Excitement, guys. I want life to be exciting. Like, wow, I can't believe we got to do that, And I want to do it when I'm young, not when I'm in my 50s, 60s, and 70s, and I built and amassed this great fortune, and then all of my best years are way behind me because I spent it all just trying to accumulate. I don't want to live that kind of life. I want to have the freedom to enjoy life to its fullest right now. And that's what fire is all about for me. And I have specific purposes, I have kingdom purposes and things that I want to do to help bring real fulfillment in my life. So, I want to be able to have the time to do that. And so at the core of my fire journey is buying back my time. If I don't have to be stuck working a 9 to 5, and I have the freedom and the finances to do what I want to do and support the lifestyle that we want to have and be able to travel and see all amazing things that this world has to offer, that's what we want to do, I think the ultimate goal for me and what I teach my students is to get to your pinnacle point, right? As Dave Ramsey would say. I call it the Fire Life pinnacle point, where your assets and investments are making you more money than you're currently making in your day job. What would that look like for you if you had the freedom to not have to work anymore if you didn't want to? You can still work, but maybe now you get to take that job that pays you a little, but it's a very fulfilling, rewarding job, versus being stuck in a cubicle somewhere and working for people that you're just a number and a commodity to them, and you have no real allegiance to them, or they have no real allegiance to you, I should say. Because we're pretty loyal, right? For the most part, we stick with our jobs, and as bad as things may be, we don't want to disappoint our people because we take pride in what we do, and we're very proud people. Our Americans are amazing at that, right? That we will suck it up and we'll grit our teeth and we'll say, well, we're going to do this because we have a plan. We're going to accomplish this, right? And most of the time it's working for someone else and help accomplish their dreams. But I think you should take that same energy and passion and loyalty and apply that to your own life. That's what fire is all about. So the concept of fire is pretty simple, right? But in order to reach fire, right, to live a fire life, you need to understand what fire really means for you individually. Maybe it's just replacing your income just isn't enough, right? Maybe you want to increase your lifestyle in retirement and have a better life than what you're living right now, right? And maybe you're not making a lot or whatever, and so fire can give you that freedom. Or perhaps fire means just minimizing your lifestyle and saying, you know what, I don't want to have all this stuff. I want to just live a very simple life. I want to have a little tiny house. I want to have a little plot of land somewhere and just make whatever changes I need to do to live a simple, modest life. Uncomplicated. Very streamlined. That's an amazing thing. If you can get to that, think about the feeling of freedom that you would have. Right? So fire is very specific to the individual. So you're out there right now and you're thinking, what is fire? What is fire for me? Like, I don't want millions of dollars. I don't need that. I just need a little bit. I just want to be able to survive. Maybe I could survive off $10,000 a year, right? Or maybe $1,000 a month, and that's all I need for myself. And I'm going to be living very, very fat, right? And if you're not familiar with terminology, I go through it. If you check out one of my other videos, right, with the fire movement, kind of what it's all about, I kind of get into some of that. But if you don't know me and kind of who I am, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So Angel Bundes, if you didn't already know, I'm a life and financial coach. I grew up here in sunny Southern California, and I have been in the mortgage, real estate, and financial services world for the past 18 years. I've spent the majority of my career managing real estate portfolios for hedge funds, for banks, for big asset management companies. And, most recently I've been in the fintech sector, managing a group of program project managers, developing multi-million-dollar software development products for our business, and being able to streamline and digitize the mortgage and personal lending business process. And it's been an amazing ride. I love what I do, but it's a grind, and you're struggling, and you're hustling, and you know what? Now that I have finally found something better to live for. Once I found fire, a year ago or so, I was like, dude, I need to dedicate my life to this. I need to dedicate my life to teaching people about personal finance with the focus on fire and helping people reach fire. And so that's what I want to be all about. As a life and financial coach, I deal with a lot of craziness. A lot of people have a lot of problems, and they just don't know what to do, right? And I call myself the financial physician because my job is to basically diagnose people's issues, financial issues at the core of it, and prescribe a plan to help them get financially healthy, right? And I do that through coaching people through their journey towards fire. And so my ultimate goal, right, the measure of my success is not to make a sale or a commission or anything like that. That's not my purpose, guys. But it's to get you well, to make sure you're financially healthy. That's really my reward. When I see my clients win with money and finally get control of themselves, and they pay off debt, and they have money in the bank, and their investments start to grow, and it's like they feel freedom. And that is so rewarding. That is extremely fulfilling to me. And that's what I'm dedicating my life towards. So it's great. But there's definitely some clear steps that you can take. And so get the playbook, reach out to me. I'll give you a quick snapshot. It's pretty straightforward. 10 simple steps. Number one is changing your mindset. You have to get your mind right. You have to get to the point where you don't want to live the life that you're currently living. You don't want to be stuck in the same situation that you've been stuck in for all these years. So changing your mindset is at the core of that. You have to start to change how you think. You have to start visualizing yourself in a different place, so that you can then take the steps to get out of where you're at. And start making little small choices over time that start to impact your future. Like maybe you go out to Starbucks every day, right? And that $5 latte is costing you your future. Let me break it down for you, okay, guys? Check this out. Your $5 latte, right? And right now maybe you're at Starbucks, or you're going to plan on going to Starbucks today. Well, you know what? ask yourself the question, should I buy this Starbucks latte? Let me tell you the answer. No. No, you shouldn't. Learn to say no. Trust me on this, guys. Think about this. $5 a day, right, that you're going and spending on that latte. It's $150 a month. Over the course of a year, that's $1,800. If you invested that $150 a month for the next 20 years, right, in good growth stock mutual funds or index funds, averaging, let's say 10% compounding interest, that would grow to over $100,000. $5 a day in 20 years could grow to over $100,000. I hope you enjoy that $100,000 latte. Because let's face it, that's not costing you $5. It's costing you $100,000 of compounding growth over 20 years. It's those little choices consistently over time that are going to make the difference in your life and help you get to FIRE that much faster. Is it worth it? I think so. So, many times I talk to people and they just don't know what it's going to take to reach their goals, right? They don't even want to get started. They're afraid. And they defeat themselves before they even get started. So, I sometimes just have to coach people along, like, you can do this. You have it within you to get to financial freedom. What are you doing, right? How are you reaching that goal? So, if you need help, you need someone to talk to, reach out. I'm sure I can help you, and look forward to sharing this playbook with you. But let's see. So step 2. So step 1, change your mindset. Step 2, it's all about knowing your numbers. You have to know your FIRE number. You have to know kind of how much money's coming in, the budget, all that good stuff. I know no one likes to talk about a budget except for nerds like me, but you have to get to know your cash flow. How much disposable income do you have at the end of the month? Because that's really what you can use to start investing for your future. And at the core of FIRE is trying to save as much as you possibly can. Again, spend less than you make and invest the difference wisely. So most FIRE proponents say you should try to get to saving 50% of your income. 50 to 70%. The more you save, the faster you get to FIRE. I think they estimate if you save 50% of your income, you can get to FIRE in about 17 years. If you save, let's say 70%, you can get to FIRE in about 9 years. Imagine that, 9 years. With 9 years from now, you could be completely financially independent. Now, if you decide to minimize your lifestyle some, you can get there much faster, right? Because if you don't need as much income or to cover expenses, because your expenses have been reduced, yeah, you can get to FIRE really fast. But definitely need to know your cash flow. Cash flow is king, guys. In business, in your personal finance, whatever it is, cash flow is king, right? So, step 3, you want to analyze your spending, right? You really want to get on a budget and do all that. Step 4, establish a emergency fund, and I kind of get into some specifics on that. But you want to create a financial strategy. That's step 5, and really understand. Again, you have to get a plan, have a goal, and set up a plan. Establish a plan so you get to where you're going. 6 is paying off debts. You have to get out of debt and try to be smart about the debts that you do use. Like, there's some proponents out there, Dave Ramsey, right? Uncle Dave, he teaches no debt whatsoever other than a mortgage. But I think once you learn to get control of your spending, there's definitely some debt that you can leverage. But I would encourage you to keep that at a minimum, and you have to be very smart with it. You can't not let it get out of control. And some people just don't have the discipline. So you know what? I encourage people, just stay away from debt. Right? Just stay away from debt. Now, if you need to leverage it for a short period of time to get to your goals, then do that. But be very wise with it. Right? Be very wise with it, because you can get into a lot of trouble. One downturn or something, and next you know you're over leveraged, you're overextended, and there goes your FIRE. Right? Your path to FIRE gets detoured like crazy. You could lose a lot of years on your path towards FIRE if you don't do things wisely. So be very careful with that. I just try to stay away from it as much as possible. Step 7, right? Establish your legacy, right? Got to protect what you have, and you want to make sure that you're doing good things for your family, getting health insurance, cheap term life insurance, other life insurance if you need it, identity theft protection, get a will, establish a trust, right? There's a lot of important things that you should be doing to make sure your family is protected and taken care of, right? And seek out a financial professionals, people that know what they're doing, right? CPAs, tax professionals, right? You want to try to maximize your tax saving strategy, right? Pay as little taxes or no taxes if at all possible, right? Because zero is your hero, right? I've heard that said. I'm going to share it again. Zero is your hero, right? If you can pay no taxes because you've set up tax-free income streams, multiple tax-free income streams, you're living good, right? And you got to know taxes are probably going to go up in the future, so make sure you're being wise about that, right? And then you want to invest the difference wisely, right? So investing basics, you got to make sure you understand about investing. Make sure you're putting your money in the right things. Be careful with just investing in stocks, right? Make sure you have a good mix, diversify. You want bonds, index funds, mutual funds, right? That are conducive to your goals and your risk tolerance. So definitely very important about that. But seek out wisdom, right? Seek out other people who are doing it, right? Maybe you want to put money in some REITs, some real estate investment trusts, maybe some e-REITs like Fundrise and whatnot. Definitely want to leverage other savings vehicles like a LERP or a TIFRA, or you might hear called a leisure fund. I call it a fire fund. Definitely want to look into that and and maximize your income. Set up multiple income streams so that if there's ever a downturn or something and you have multiple things coming in, if one thing dries up, you have other things to replace it. You're not just a single income stream family, because you never know. Life happens. And you want to set up multiple income streams, so definitely want to do that. And the third thing, or the 10th thing I should say, is maximizing your lifestyle or automating your lifestyle. And what I mean by that, well, hey, if you can figure out a way to make income, passive income, where you're not really doing anything in your investments, whether that's a business venture or actual investments like stocks and whatnot, are bringing you money and you're paying your interest and dividends, that's an amazing thing. You don't have to lift a finger, or maybe you're very minimal work, couple hours a week or a couple hours a month, and money's coming in. So definitely want to maximize your lifestyle, automate your lifestyle as much as possible. Because that's what's going to give you the freedom that you need and live the life that you've always wanted. So, hey, I appreciate you all. If you want your free copy of this playbook, it's a lot of good information, short read, only about 35 pages. Hit me up, drop me a comment down below, and reach out. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to share this information and hopefully add some value to you. So, no obligation, just want to share that with you. I appreciate you all. Coach Angel, the FIRELife financial physician with FIRELife Financial. Check out some more of my videos. Make sure you drop me a line in the comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and smash on that bell so you get the notifications when I drop new content. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it. Tell people about FIRE. Help them get to where they need to go. Don't just hold this information for yourself. Share it with those you love. Share it with those people you know. Blast it on Facebook, blast it on Instagram, whatever it is. Help people get to FIRE. Because if we're all living free, it's an amazing thing. Who knows, maybe we'll go on vacation together around the world. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, everyone. Coach Angel, I love you all. Take care out there. Peace out.